Today we're going to be going over what we did last weekend. We had a weekend conversation. There was a total of 32 views for Stephanie, 37 views for myself. I guess we really liked viewing each other. So it did go the way I thought it was going to go. We did ask the question and then the people responded, but there was not as many responses as viewers. This might be due to the fact that this is open. It's unlocked. That this anybody can get into, but they can't post. But they can get into it and look at our content. This site was created for teachers by teachers to help uh, solve a need for college or high school or some kind of schooling anyway. And I just decided to use it for lushootseed. And just like our last one, let's go with Mary, who had the most comments outside of my initial one.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot to share this sound. If that's what we want to do.
Stab quads of quoqua altius lahale.
All right. So again, that was the question. So stab quads o kokwa altia sahel. And then a lot of people had responses. Here's Stephanie's response, or I guess this is Lacey's response. And this one would be Stephanie's and Hermina's.
It was a terrible cover photo.
Oh, chad ata hupi tia alquo. Hoyachet.
And again, I'm digging how you guys are working with the Flipgrid and its components. And then there is the more hello I am in these. They are hidden. I can activate them. See? I'll just
No, don't activate them all. Just delete them.
all of them.
Oh, for cowie. Magawi. Magawi. Mau language.
Which one?
Just keep the top one.
Okay.
Didn't get rid of those. I'm sorry, but I didn't know.
It's fine. It's fine.
I think it's hilarious, actually.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was our weekend so far. What I did decide on today is that even though if we beat it with a stick last semester, we're going to go back to it to add it to what we have now. And that being said, go to winter lushootseed, go to domains, go to the bedroom, and then go to clothing. All right. When you bring up clothing, it should look like this, just without the fun stuff. This one has the page breaks. Is the only reason why I like it this way versus pulling up clothing on here. It kind of goes and says, no, you don't get page breaks. See, there's no page breaks right there. Yeah, so it's it just says page break. So I don't like using it on here is the only thing that why I'm going to Word document on this part. Just like we did, we set the table, we did the dishes. We didn't put the way the dishes, but I'm pretty sure you guys know how to bachata ched tea, right? The only other thing that goes along with that is opening up a cupboard or opening up a drawer. and closing the drawer or closing the cupboard. And then those are the only two words that are different than the close. But I want to stick on get closed down because we got 2 bathrooms, 2 kitchens, and then pretty soon a couple of
Oh,
clothing.
here it is.
Yeah. So which clothing do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to put the clothes on and off or do the laundry part? The separating clothes, then washing the clothes, then drying the clothes, and folding clothes, and putting the clothes away.
Well, I like it the way it's set up, the way you have it, you know, so it's the putting on and taking off and then laundry and then
Sorting.
separating, you know, I think that's a really good, that's the way we worked on it anyway.
Right. It's just the standard norm of every day. You start off by putting your clothes on and then you end your day taking it off and then separating it. Just the throughout the day stuff. It's the only main reason why I had it to set up the way I did, just because it was chronological order for myself.
That's the
So-
way we do it too.
Otherwise, it doesn't make
We must
sense.
be related.
Seriously. Deliriously.
right.
Yeah.
So, well, let's just go with putting our clothes off. We'll skip the nouns because the nouns is just nouns. It switches depending on what you are. Northern, lushootseed, NL, SL, right? And then this is SSIT only, Stuckhood. And this is both NL and SL, right? For Stuckhood, Stuckod. Because they're odd. No, we're uds. Odd mud. Wait, no, fine. It's fine.
Ed.
And then again, not entirely certain that we would use Stukwabshed, but we can use shoes. But it might meaning multiple pairs of shoes. Like the entrance to my house has a bunch of shoes. That's where that would come into play. The shoes to Quabshed which would be the pair of shoes, not just a foot for a shoe. Right.
Oh. Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Because then, as I noticed, for one shoe, the E is silent.
hmm But if you notice that part is stu and then the STUK, then the ST is the same ST here. They did vowel, consonant, vowel, consonant, consonant to do multiplication.
Mm.
That's how you multiply things.
Sometimes multiplication doesn't come out how we think it is gonna.
Well, just like socks, to multiply a bunch of socks, it'd be STA, then ST again.
Stocked.
Yeah, could.
Like
But-
kind of like we have a stutter, yeah.
No more than 3 times. So you can go STA, right? STA, but no more than that to add to here. Stuck for a bunch of shoes, all the shoes, many shoes. That's how kind of it gets. You know, just exaggerating. All right. So the reason why this is highlighted, if you remember that I have to double check this work. I think it is correct. I think it is the way I think it is. I could be wrong. If you do know, comment to me and I will definitely fix it. What we are trying to do is have somebody put clothes on somebody else, i.e., a mom dressing a baby, or a father dressing a baby. Just somebody dressing somebody else, right? I'm putting on your T-shirt on you versus I'm putting on my T-shirt, right? But I do believe that the root word otlaush, right, put on,
Oh,
instead of teed, right, being mine, it'd be Todd's, right? Todd's, your, odd, right? Odd. AD equals your. So your odd. And the
been
S is a
waiting for that.
nominalizer. S equals nom. Noms are. So look up normalizer. It's a pretty fun word to get a definition. Pretty much it turns run, like you're running, from an action to a noun. They became the runner for coffee, right? Because I'm seriously thinking Stephanie's going to become my runner for coffee here soon. No? Okay.
Well, we can't see her
Wait.
comment because she's wait, what? Are you writing this all down?
Wait.
So the lalabats, right? That is clothes. Lalabats. Or lalabats. That's the word for clothes. Lalabats. So what the first one is doing is new information that I haven't told you. What's this new information? Lalsh. What's lalsh? I'm putting on something, right? And then this is odds. I'm putting this on you, right? So this is a mom talking to a baby, right? Then alabats. Okay, I'm putting your clothes on, right? That's what the mom's saying to the kids, or the dad's saying to the kids when they're dressing the kid, right? Or if it is yourself that you are dressing yourself. Now, it's not normal to vocalize what you're doing, okay? It's not normal for us to do this, but it helps. It helps us verbalize it so that we know what we're saying and we can hear what we're saying. So when you're putting your stuff on in the morning and taking your stuff off in the evening, it will be beneficial for you to hear yourself speak. Now, again, this is where Flipgrid's coming into play. Go ahead and try to make it as perfect as you want it to be on your Flipgrid. I don't mind. Nobody's like me that just goes and does the thing and not cares about what he sounds like afterwards. I do that though. Tlaush chud. So new information. Tlaush, putting on. Who's this putting on? Oh, let's identify myself.
Me.
Chud. Now, what am I putting on? Teed. This TID. It is said TID, right? Because the D suffix is added to the item. So stalabats. So remember the S is a nominalizer, right? It nominalizes the clothing. Lalabats is the root word. Lalabats. So o tlalsh chud teed lalabats.
Oh, Klaus, Chad, Teed, Alabats.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh. Chud teed scalabats.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So tlalsh chud teed lalabats. Now, I'm pretty sure there is a reason why we have the S on there is because there is these living clothing that can happen. There's a weird old story about living clothing that move on its own. I read it somewhere. I swear to God. But there's a reason why we add the S nominalizer, and I do believe that's the reason why that we have the S nominalizer to things. We normalize the possessive of clothing because it's not just clothing; it's my clothing, right? It's not a communal jacket; it is my jacket, right? That's the D suffix, right? Although there are many chicosas, that one is mine. Oh, okay, never mind.
Thin ice, man. Thin ice.
Oh, no skating here.
All right, so if you recognize Klaus, right, because we already set it up here to continue our story, right, we say it once, and then because it's not new information or not that it's important information, we use the auf, right? Auf. Auf is and then, right? Think of it and then Klaus off, put on, and then, because this and then is in between these two sentences, right? It's in between the sentence before and then this sentence. And this is where you'll really see the off in most everything because you're continuing what you just started, right? So this is number 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 is way down here, right? So those are the steps, the different levels of the thing. Now, unless you started off with saying, oh, let's put on my clothing, I put on my underwear, and then let's go outside, right? That's when you would go with, oh, right? But you would want to finish putting your clothing on. Okay,
Put
I'm
your
trying to make
socks
this fun.
Something new.
Put your socks
It's
on.
happening.
See what happens.
Right. I'm just trying to make this fun and engaging with
It
the
is.
with this previous part, you know, this new information or important information coming up, right? In some nightmares, I swear to God, you wake up, you try to put your clothes on, and you go to school with just your underwear on. I swear to God, that happened a couple of times in my nightmare. No? Okay.
In nightmare. Mm.
So that would be the only reason why you would want to use O again in the first part of the sentences. There is the old habit that everybody was in with O is that it was a present tense marker. So you have this linear timeline in the world, and right now is the present tense, right? Present, you're presently, right? And then there's a future tense, right? I will go, right? I have gone. I am here, right? That's the linear timeline. But lushootseed does not think in linear timelines. Now this is
Keith
a
Haring?
bit
No.
this is a bit tricky because you can go on this timeline where it goes this way, but when you're thinking about it and you're like, oh, wait a minute, 3 days ago me and Bob were doing this, and you're currently present, but you're also in the timeline in the back of the time, and then now you'll go back up to your front where you were, right? So that's the kind of loop that you're talking about when you're talking in lushootseed. It is weird because you can be going from the past and thinking of the future that brings you to the now, that gets you thinking about the past, and then again, it's more loops around this linear timeline that we're thinking. Because right now, I could definitely go back into high school in my memory, and then that'll take me in past. Right. Right. So we kind of have a system for a timeline. There are two definite spots. There is this too hot, long time ago, right? And then this part called hlu, right? Hlu is a future tense. This is ahead, like a long time. But because the way these things are set up, it could enter now, and it also could be talking about some past tenses that was coming from here that had thought about to the future. So again, the linear timeline does not work in lushootseed. Okay. What does matter is the context of what we're talking about, and that context is what we're doing. In this part, we are putting on our clothes, right? And that's where this is important information. Let's stick to the here and now, right? And then keep working, right? That's where the O comes into play. But O could also happen in the past, and also can happen in the future. It's very non-set into current tense. Okay. So Alsh auf Tied Squididza.
Ausch auf Chedtid Squaditza.
Glouch of Chud T Squiditza.
You're muted.
Is it good you read my lips? Sure. Teeth squiddies.
Or our southern Brenner could say Klausch auf Chud Tied Klake Pak.
Ausch auf Chedtid Cake Huck.
I'll show Chud teed cake buck.
Glouch of Chud T.
Be careful on accidentally labializing that P. I remember last class I said for P, right? It that is the labialization P. This one is just puck,
Cake
puck, puck.
Teed
And then be careful on labializing the Q. It's not,
cake buck.
it's clay puck,
Cake buck.
puck. So it's kind of quiet. It's not the,
Yeah.
it's just egg puck, egg puck. But you guys are doing great labulizing. I would like to hear that.
Everything.
We're labulizers from work.
Oh my God.
Good thing I drink now instead of, right then and there.
Would have been everywhere.
Yeah. Klausched Teed Pooted.
Glouch Chud T Putin.
Ausch Chedtid Putin.
Chati putit.
Lalsh off chud teed peep.
Ouch, ouch, chud, teed, peeped.
Cloud of chud teeth hit.
Lasha chati pit.
Teed. Eep. So I would myself break it off there, break it off there, and definitely break it off here.
Uh-huh.
Right. Alsh off chud teed peep. So the TXW is just a. Be careful if you have anything in your mouth, it will fly out.
Ouch, ouch, chud, teed, peeped.
Where are we? Someone was at the door.
Peeped.
Oh. Oh, sure. Chadid. Ip. Right. It's funny, I have my things on and I could still hear someone knocking at my door. That's pretty bizarre.
Sorry, I had a son freak out about Pokemon.
Your son?
Yeah, my
Yeah,
son.
he was screaming his head off in his room. He was just that excited about what happened,
Oh,
but
oh,
it freaked us
right.
both out.
What's going on in there?
Ah,
Yeah, I saw you leave and then I saw her. Well, I saw her leave and then I saw you leave and I had already gone.
Still
So-
ill, eh?
eh,
Yeah.
Alsh off chud teed yalabsed.
Ouch, ouch, chud, teed, yalopsid.
Oh, sure. Chadid Yalapsin.
Glouch of chud teeth yelop.
Yalab. Yeah, you left that with the yalab.
Fine. Glouch of chud teeth yelopsid.
I heard it, but
I was trying to press the space bar to unmute myself, and apparently that.
all right. Lalsh off chud teed stuck ud.
Ouch, oh, chud, teed, stocking.
Lush or Chadid Stakad.
Glouch chud teeth stuck it.
Lalsh off chud teed stuck odd.
Ouch, oh, chud, teed, stackad.
Lush or Chadi Stakad.
Glouch chuff stuff chud teeth stuck odd.
Cause we're odd. Ha, 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 ha. Okay, fine.
We're laughing at the laughing. Okay.
Lausch auf Chud Tidsta Quabshad.
Lausch out Chud T Staquabshit.
Oh, should should.
Ouch, chuff, chud, tea, squabshin.
All right. So remember, homework tonight. Make sure to do. I'm putting on clothing. So Lausch Tid, and you don't have to say shirt, underwear, socks, pants, shoes, jacket, hat, gloves, dress, skirt, right? You don't have to say all of these, shawl, right? The more important key part of this whole thing is the first part of this, Allstid, right? Allstid. That is the important part, because the more you're doing your action, eventually you're going to put in pooted or dupit. The more you're going to do Allstid pants, right? You're gonna eventually go Allstid Yalabsid, right? So the more important part is to repeat this part down here, which is I'm putting on my. And if you happen to be able to dress somebody else, the better thing to do is Todd, right? Because when they're the Todd, you're doing something for somebody else. That's how come we don't have to have a Todd in the house.
Thank God, no Todd.
So that is the more key important part. If anybody, one of you wants to go through all of this, you can.
What's this to go?
If you want.
Only.
Klaus Chud T Scalabats. Klaus out Chud T Squaditza. Klaus out Chud T Cake Puck. Klaus out Chud T Putit. Klaus out Chud T Do Peep. Klaus out Chud T Yalopsit. Klaus out Chud T Stocket. Klaus out Chud T Stuckad. Klaus out Chud T Stuckwapshed. Klaus Chud T
Blank.
nylons. Hoya Chud.
Oh, clash. Oh, wait. Oh, class. T. Scalabats. Oh, class. Clash. Chud. T. Scalabats. Also, T. Squaditza. Also, Chud. T. Ink. Also, Chudti Putad. Also, Chudti Pit. Also, Chudti Yalapset. Also, Chudti Stakad. Also, Chudti Stakad. Also, Chudti Stakwapsat. Chud. Alsteed slippers. Alsteed no, Alstad. Wait, check.
Awesome. There's word for mittens, hat, dress, and skirt. There's also a word for a shawl, though I do not remember it right now. We'll remember to put it on here.
Oh. Okay.
Well, that's all I have for class today. Make sure to get on to Flipgrid, and when I post that tonight, make sure to comment on the Flipgrid for
Yay.
putting on the clothing. Haha. Oi, lushootseed.
Boy.
Oi, flu shoot a
Oi.
beat seed.